Hey, welcome to another lovely state-mandated meal break. So I gotta try to dust off the Warriors 12 apparel. Valhalla awaits. So that's actually a really great company, guys. It's military and police backing. I think it's actually veteran owned, and they make really, really good products, and it supports a decent cause because I know they send a portion of their proceeds to wounded officers and/or soldiers, things like that. They support veterans' causes. So, on to today's topic: alternate power sources for everyday living. Um, so here recently we've had some very, very high winds that have put out power. I was at my second job yesterday, and basically I did what we all do. I ran my phone right to the ragged edge of, getting ready to shut down because the battery was dying. And I realized very suddenly that my kids were at home without power, and potentially. Turns out they were fine, thank God. But I looked at my phone and my phone's dying. And I thought to myself, you know what? You always carry around a spare little backup battery in your bug out bag. But what about in your pocket? What about in your, I don't know, in your daily carry apparel, whatever you're doing? And I thought to myself, that's very true. I need to have some kind of alternative power and keep it charged at all times, as you should. And basically, I've been thinking about this um, I've been thinking about it actually for several weeks. And I went ahead and I had ordered a product off of Amazon, and I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't have it on me. So the importance of remembering your gear and having it accessible it was huge. My little car where my go bag is broke down. And I was driving my alternate vehicle, and my go bag wasn't with me, so I didn't have my spare battery. And I had purchased this off of Amazon, but I didn't have it with me yet again. This is an 8,000 milliamp hour battery with two charging ports here and a second one for micro USB there. And this was, I think it's TalkTech is the name of the brand, and it was all of, I think it was all of $30, maybe. And this will actually charge two devices at once. And from the information I was gathering for my droid here, and my lovely lady runs a droid as well, we could recharge both of those 4 times off of that. So 4 good charges. And we could also recharge our ham radios off of it. All you got to do is get the correct output for it. And so basically it gives you time. It buys you the gift of time. Now, the reason that's important isn't so much the little teeny tiny blackout that lasted a couple hours in my little town. China won't tell you, but they have had massive rolling blackouts since the 23rd of December. At different points, millions upon millions of people without power. So that's one. Then all of a sudden you find out Pakistan, 57 million people were without power. That's the whole country literally was without power. And I don't know that they have their power back up yet, and that's been I think like 3 or 4 days that they're without. Oh yeah. Then Italy got hit. That's 17 million people were without power for approximately 48 hours. Now we're finding out Iran got hit. So when it comes to worldwide events, 1 time, meh. 2 times is a coincidence. 3 times is a pattern. What's the 4th time? Is my contention that the 4th time is a genuine attack. So, here's the thing. Are most people in this country prepared to be even 48 hours without power? No, not so much. Most people don't even think about the fact that their gas-fired furnace has fans that are run on electricity, so no heat. Especially here in the northern climates, you'd be in deep trouble. Pellet stoves, they require electricity for ignition. No. Do they even have a commo plan so they can call Fred down the road and see how big the power outage is? If you call him and say, hey, Fred, you got power, and he says yes, you say, okay, look, we really need some water. Can we bring by a container and pick that up? Our well is down. We don't have any power, so our well isn't pumping. All of those little details will come into play. Now, while this won't cure the well problem or, your heating problem, it will keep you in communications with other people. If you have a jumper pack, which I do at the house, it could potentially start a car. Or that jump pack has all kinds of ports on it for charging bigger devices. Those are things you need to consider when you're talking about alternate power sources. And of course, without getting too far down the rabbit hole, this weekend we're getting some solar panels, or we're getting ready to install that, so our refrigeration stays up. Not a big consideration here in Montana in the winter, but if it's summertime, going to be a problem. If you lose power in the house for a little bit, no big deal. But if you lose your refrigeration units for a lengthy period of time, especially deep freezes, you're potentially giving up thousands of dollars in food. And I don't know about you, but looking at the way things are going right now, I'm not prepared to surrender that amount of food. I'm also, really aware of prices skyrocketing. Today, the price of gas in our little town jumped 10 cents. Thank God I filled up yesterday. I mean, when you do the math, it's kind of foolish to worry too much about it. When it's 10 cents, you fill a 20-gallon tank, you spend an extra $2 when you're employed. But if you're unemployed, or if things are really not going your way and you got medical bills, or you haven't paid your rent, or you fell victim to the COVID, dude, $2 means the frickin' world. So when you start thinking ahead about supplying your house and what you're going to need, small things do matter. Keeping in communication, charging phones, charging flashlights, batteries, things like that. Do that. Keep that up as a maintenance. And, make sure that you are keeping up on your charging plans. Just pick it up when you go to slip it into your bag or your pocket or whatever, hit the button on it and verify that you've got a full charge, which I do. So there you go. It can be as simple as a $20 or $30 fix. There's smaller units that cost a bunch less. I just know that everybody in my household will probably run their phone all the way to death, and they're going to want to recharge it. So keep your batteries charged so that you can have communication, because it adds to your safety layer. Not that it's likely to happen in the very near future, but if you think about it, your neighbor down the road sees some suspicious activity heading your way. How's he going to call you if your phone's dead? He calls you, your phone's dead, you have a voicemail. The next thing you know, you're caught off guard, and something bad happens. Whether it's local crackheads trying to kick in your door, or if it's it's that one organization that it rhymes with Shmeti Neff. Yeah, Shmeti Neff. Maybe your neighbor could warn you if your phone was charged. Anyway, there you go. There's the topic for today. Keep it simple, keep it charged, and keep comms. Thank you.